In this video, I will be ranking every single station in British Railway as of version 1.4, from worst to best. Let's get right into it. In last place, at number 48, is Bromfield. What is the point of the Bromfield loop aside from just existing? The station doesn't serve any important things, and even if it did, Merrion and Russell Lane aren't too far away. The platform is rather short, there's not much detail, and of course the speed limit on the track switches heading from this line into Merrion are very slow and can even hold up the docks line for no particular reason. It's 15 miles an hour across a 75 mile an hour line, and the station just doesn't really serve any purpose in my opinion. The second worst station is Osage Hill. No particular reason, just what feels like lack of detail. And once again, the station doesn't really seem to serve anything specific. The track switches here can occasionally bug out, but that's about it. It's just another relatively bland stop. Victoria Harbour comes in 46th place, not because it's bad, or because of lack of detail, but because it has no reason to exist. Victoria Docks is a 1-minute walk away. I am 99% sure you could get off of a regional at Victoria Docks and get to Victoria Harbour faster than by train. For all of these reasons, it's basically useless in my opinion. The only request stop in British Railway takes 45th place, and that is Ashdean Bridge. Nothing against the station, there's just loads of better options, and they could have made the platform just slightly longer, not by much. That's about it. It's definitely nice to have a request stop like this in Network, but just slightly bigger. Longbow Beach is British Railway's only weekend-only stop, and it takes 44th place. Why? I don't know, I just feel like it. The station feels slightly deserted, but that's probably because it's only used on 2 days of the week. Arkley follows in 43rd place for the exact same reason. It's a relatively minimalist stop that I can't really explain. The platforms are relatively short, and it serves some housing on the fare branch. There's just nothing that makes it really distinct from the rest of the network. 42nd place is taken up by Newhurst. This station sits on the line to Side-on-Sea, and it just exists. It serves Newhurst, and it actually has housing nearby, unlike some other stations I could mention. This was also the last location for Maxwell before version 1.4. Whetstone comes up in 41st place, for a very similar reason to the last two. It's just a stop. It's not that it's undetailed, or too small, or too big. It's just, how do I put this? Perfectly mediocre. The first entry in the top 40 is Abbey Road, again for similar reasons, except it also gets the occasional intercity stop. There can be some issues with the signalling at the junction right past the station, where a train coming from Longbow can hold up a train waiting to depart for Victoria Docks, but hey, it happens. Speaking of Longbow, it takes 39th place. Shuttle services still go here for some reason, even after the moving of the fare branch, which has split the shuttle network into two pieces. The short terminating platform for the shuttle isn't too detailed, but it definitely has some character. 38th spot belongs to Rosebery Park. It's a nice rural stop on the fare line with some semaphore signals nearby. It serves a bunch of houses and some trees. Once again, I don't have much to say about the station. It serves its purpose well, but it's not exactly unique or something. Stirling Street is in 37th place. It's just a local commuter stop for Norrington. It's limited service, which makes sense, as a decent amount of regionals have absolutely no need to stop here, but I think it should be a full service stop for all regionals on the Stonebrook line, just like West Norrington. Also, for all regionals terminating at Hulme Heath. Semi-fasts would obviously still not stop here, but yeah, I feel like on some lines it should be a full stop, and on some lines it should still be a limited service stop. Merrion occupies slot number 36. It's a rather interesting stop just on the outskirts of Leeton. I really enjoy the bypass lane at the station, as it is literally the only passing opportunity for the entire docks area. The siding right before the station can often be found filled with noobs, but a little less since 1.4. Before 1.4, this was one of the biggest choke points on the map, along with Leeton obviously. Fair takes 35th place. It's the end of the, well, Fair branch. I don't really have much to say about the station. It's a nice, rural, unelectrified station that even features a siding, and I'd say I definitely prefer it to the old Fair station before the update. 34th place is owned by Astley. I apologize for that. Anyways, this is your typical mainline station, featuring passing tracks for intercity services. It's relatively far from both Forestdale and Hulme Heath. It's not too detailed, but also not too bland. Russell Lane is in 33rd place, simply because I like Wadbury Castle. Aside from that, despite my hatred of Brumfield, I still like taking routes that go via Russell Lane, although nowadays I primarily just use it to get to Ashdean. Speaking of Ashdean, it takes 32nd place. It's a lovely port settlement that's pretty much isolated from the rest of the map, were it not for the really old Ashdean Bridge. I'm not sure if it might need a second platform, because the single platform is somehow both enough and too little at the same time in my opinion. I also feel like maybe whoever's in charge of the railways here should consider upgrading Ashdean Bridge at some point, because it's just old. Ashby Kirkside is in 31st place. I both like and dislike this sort of overpass right next to the station. Aside from that, it's the second to last station on the main line, and it's not too special, but also not too bland. Just your average commuter stop. Our first entry in the top 30 is Elm Tree House. It's a relatively small stop on the Mill Bridge main line, and yeah, it's got a little pond, and that's about it. I really like the small vibe of this station. It doesn't feel cramped, yet it also doesn't feel like it's too big for its purpose. Side-on-Sea grabs 29th place. It's the end of the, well, Side-on-Sea line. I thought that was obvious. There's lines continuing beyond this station, but I wouldn't have high hopes for that line opening anytime soon. Overall, I don't have much to say about this stop. It feels old, I guess. Victoria Docks also feels old, but in an entirely different sense. Whereas Side-on-Sea feels like an old station, Victoria Docks feels like it's outdated. I don't have anything against it, but it could do with a bit more detail, a bit more updates, just another touch to bring it more in line with modern standards. It's also really short. I can't believe that Stonebrook Town has 2 to 3 times the platform length of this station and it still isn't served by Intercity. Cresford is in 27th place. It's a commuter stop on the Stonebrook Town line that is partially abandoned, but in a confusing way. The platform closest to the station entrance is the abandoned one, while the island platform is fully in use. Overall, regular commuter stop. Serves a bunch of housing, not much to say here. Northcote is kind of similar to Cresford in my opinion, aside from the obvious electrification and lack of abandonment issues. It's also a 2-platform commuter stop near a major settlement, in this case Mill Bridge, that serves a bunch of housing. It obviously gets served more than Cresford, but that's an obvious side effect of the electrification. 25th place is reserved for West Norrington. Branching off right after the main line, this station reminds me of the old Stepford High Street. It's somewhat deserted, but it still serves an important part of Norrington. What I find interesting about this station is the empty siding right after it, which reminds me of the Bakerloo line siding at Harrow and Wealdstone, used for turning around Bakerloo line trains. I wonder if perhaps in the future we could see something similar taking place right here at West Norrington, especially since the devs have access to actual London Underground trains. Yes, I know it's not the Bakerloo line stock, but hey, it's still an underground train. Yet another Stonebrook line station is Bramley in 24th place. This station is a lot less deserted than Cresford. It also serves a bunch of housing, and it sits on the 50-mile-an-hour curve between Cresford and West Norrington. I don't really have much to say about the station. It's a good example of a regular commuter stop. I've scored 23rd place in this ranking. Along with Brumfield, it's one of the 2 one-way stops on the network, and my question is, Why? There's definitely funding, and there's probably demand to put the second platform back in use, and heavily ease the journeys of anyone heading towards Wall's End. Hey, at least it's unique, I guess. Forestdale is in 22nd position. It's a somewhat quiet stop on the main line, and although it feels deserted, I ranked it this high because I just like the vibe for some reason. I can't exactly explain it. Props to whoever made this stop. Borcher Road claims 21st place, and I can see why. It's a commuter stop for the Leeton metro area, and it has a bypass track for faster services. The signalling here can sometimes be woeful, but really that's just the fault of whoever made the signalling system. Ollie. The station itself is relatively well detailed, and it's a fine example of a commuter stop. The top 20 gets violently broken into by Hume Heath. It's currently based on Swindon, and yes, that is the place with the giant roundabout, although personally I still see a lot of resemblance to Potter's Bar, which it was actually previously based off of. It has a nice set of passing tracks, 3 through platforms, 1 short terminating platform, and yeah, it's a nice stop on the main line, for sure. Fortis Green gets 19th place. It still has an available extension, although I'm not sure it will ever be used at this point. The long platforms definitely suit long intercity trains, although they do feel slightly barren. This station hasn't really changed much in 1.4, but it's still a really good stop. Eldford is a personal favourite of mine, taking 18th place. It's a nice 2-platform commuter stop on the unelectrified Fair Line, surrounded by buildings. Unlike the other Fair Line stations, it feels like it's buzzing with life, pushing it to such a high spot. Stonebrook Town gets 17th place. It's a really nice stop with a nice amount of terminating platforms, although I'll be the first to say it, they are way too long. If this station was served by Intercity, I'd get it, but it's not. I like the station building, and I like driving the 755 to this station. 16th place belongs to Rowton. It's still just a commuter stop on the Avonhill line, although it executes that job really well, coming after the Belmont Green Tunnel. Not much to say here. Cuffley Station is the current temporary end of the main line, as an extension has been previously confirmed by Ollie. It serves Cuffley Stadium, which often hosts football games. Wow, who would have guessed a football stadium hosts football games? Its platforms are relatively high capacity and they're of a nice length. It's a lovely station, and I might have actually underrated it a bit, but I'm not sure. Henley Park feels a lot more metro-y since 1.4, earning it 14th place. It comes right after the long tunnel from Leeton, and it's a really nice, somewhat buried stop on the network. It definitely feels like it's still attached to the Leeton metro area, and it feels like trains from here toward Leeton would definitely get crowded a lot. Saltcombe and its seaside view earn a respectable 13th place. It's a station of nice detail, but what really seals the deal is the giant beach. It also serves some housing, but I don't care. I just like the beach. Here, to stretch out the video length by just a few more seconds, please look at this beautiful beach. I love beaches. Thornfield gets 12th place, and no, that's not because it's named after thorns. It still holds up really well, and I like the bypass tracks. I do wish the signalling would let the intercities towards Avonhill go through even when someone is stopped at the platform, but hey, that's why we have Fleetwood to bypass regionals. Still a very nice stop. Wall's End is just outside the top 10, coming in at a respectable 11th place. What seals the deal for this station, in my opinion, isn't even the station, but it's the large viaducts, one going towards Ive, and the other going over Wall's End Village and towards Ashby and Kirkside. It's also just the flow of the main line in this area in general. The station itself is still respectable, but yeah, the viaducts are amazing. Palmer's Way is our first official entrant in the top 10, and for good reason. It's right smack dab in the middle between Preston Junction and Leeton. I love this station. It serves a highly populated area, and it's built for that purpose. It also features bypass tracks for intercity services. Mill Bridge comes in at a strong 9th place. I really like this station after the rework, and just the feel of the city-like atmosphere around it. This is also where the electrification ends, and only diesel and battery trains can continue on to Brynmouth and Fare. I really like the industrial area near this station, and the relatively long platforms, although in my opinion, they could have made the siding here electric just like how it was prior to 1.4. Norrington is in 8th place, helped by its 2 additional long platforms meant to deal with capacity issues. In reality, while helping with the capacity problem, it has also introduced a bit of a signalling nightmare, but it's fine. I still like the roof design at the station, and the expanded platforms don't look too far out of place. I also like the slightly increased through speed as of version 1.4. 7th place belongs to Belmont Green. This is both a terminating station and a through station on the Avonhill line. I still like both the terminating and the through stops at this station, although I feel the city around it has evolved to much more believable levels in the recent update. I just love this station. Union Street is a wonderful underground stop coming in at 6th place. I love Union Street. You love Union Street. Everyone loves Union Street. It's used by a lot of students from Avonhill. I don't really like the thought of diesel trains passing through the tunnel, which is why I only tend to use bi-mode and electric trains towards Avonhill. This station just has a really nice charm to it, being both underground and overground at the same time, and I hope the DC platforms open soon. Preston Junction comes in at 5th place. It's a junction station that is currently without a junction, similar to what Ellesmere Junction was before 2.2, although Preston Junction's junctionless times will soon be over, when the Avonhill DC line opens in 2050 or something. This station has 8 platforms, although currently only 4 are being used. It's still a really nice high-capacity stop in a very populated part of Preston. 4th place, just outside the podium, belongs to Brynmouth. This is an incredible stop at the end of the new scenic Brynmouth branch. The line goes beyond here to this preview that we were previously shown, and this station has a really high number of terminating platforms. I really like the hill leading into and out of the station, and on this hill you have a beautiful view of the beach that it shares with Saltcombe. Let's take 1 minute to appreciate this beach. Wow, look, what an incredible beach. And in 3rd place we have Fleetwood. This station received a really sleek rebrand in 1.4, now featuring a dedicated bypass lane and 3 platforms, 2 towards Avonhill and 1 towards the rest of the main line, with one of the Avonhill-bound platforms also being a terminating platform. This is a lovely station, and it takes bronze in this competition. In 2nd place, in the runner-up position, we have Avonhill! Based on London Euston, it is a pretty faithful recreation of the iconic London terminus, although once again the signalling can be a little bit painful. It is also one of the few stations where the custom dwell time works, and I love it. I use it as a hub for most of the lines I drive, and it gives me a really nice pause to make myself some coffee in the morning. I also love the city around the station, as it helps the whole area feel more alive and populated, and the long, slow approach definitely mimics London Euston. And finally, the winner of today's competition, another glow-up just like Hampton Hargate was for SCR, it's Leighton! Having been destroyed by Maxwell's Rage just 1 day before 1.4 released, it was quickly rebuilt, and boy, what a rebuild. New beautiful platforms, a beautiful roof design, brand new junctions, higher through running speeds. This station is now amazing. It used to be horrible before 1.4, but now I have no words. Just look at this free cam shot here, it's absolutely amazing. A worthy winner for sure. And that's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to like, subscribe and join the channel like these lovely people on screen, to help me make even more SCR and BR videos. Oh, and join the Discord server, link is in the description. Thank you for watching this and I'll see you soon, goodbye.